would please? Okay, we'll have the Michelle call roll.
Jerry Motter,
Present.
Dan Schomer,
Present.
Doug Humphrey,
Present.
Dan Verbeck,
Present.
Jody Lee, present, Karen Wilson, present.
Okay, Mr. Scott.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay, item number 3, consideration of council meeting minutes of July 6th of 2026. You'll have a copy of that and had a chance to look it over. If you have any corrections or additions,
The only correction that we might have is down at the bottom, where it says trustee Schomer asked about the console. I believe that was going to be Tuesday the 28th at 5 p.m. That was left out.
It's not left out, I just want to make a comment, when they were printed, if you look at the front page as well,
Oh,
it
yeah,
cut off the
yeah.
bottom part. So you can see it.
mechanical error.
So, just so everybody realizes. Other than that, I'll make the motion to accept the,
Second.
As amended.
as amended. Yes, thank you.
Okay, a motion been made and second to approve the minutes. All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, number 4, consideration of the treasury report. Arian was copying things off there on this.
Yeah, you all have a copy of it, we've just now passed out. And I can comment on a couple of the items on it. The first thing to point out as far as revenues, they've generally come in very, very well for the year. Particularly the property tax receipts start in June of each year, and it's 4 principal distributions that come back from the county. And so you can see the property tax revenue, $336,000, solid sales tax, and the non-home rule sales tax amount, the additional 1%. Cannabis is tracing on track. Most of the rest of the revenues are pretty much in line. Those have contributed to general fund having a good initial May and June, the first 2 months of our fiscal year. So those fiscal year activities, the revenue over expenditures are $812,000 for the 2 months. We always are heavily loaded in the early part of the year because of the property tax distributions. Water and sewer, with the expenses it has for the some of the initial engineering that's continuing, is almost $200,000 below that was anticipated. And also, we've talked, we'll be having some meetings coming up over the next few weeks as far as the user fees for water and sewer. The 10 expense categories, I think maybe Doug, I'll defer to you when you do the bills for approval. And then the pooled cash at $10,804,000. And that's in addition to the Illinois fund, which has a total of $14,025,039.14. Are any questions as far as the report and where we are in the finances?
I like the way the cannabis came up.
Cannabis is up to $82,000 annual, or monthly.
More.
You multiply that times 12 and it's real money.
Okay, anybody got any questions about the treasury report?
I make a motion to approve the treasurer's report as given.
Okay, is there a second?
I'll second.
Okay, a motion been made, second to approve the treasury report. All in favor of saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, motion carried. Okay. Consideration of the semi-monthly and miscellaneous bills. Doug.
The regular payables this period were $312,516.85. There was a miscellaneous voucher. It was a refund for $608.35 for a total for approval of $313,125.20. the highest, the top five were $106,944.70 for bush turf for the ballparks, $44,204.63 for Brant Construction for the water main repair, $25,000 for the for Pyrotechnico Fireworks Incorporated for the fireworks display, our portion. $20,200 for billing progress for the year-end audit. That's Bonsack and Fromelt. And the fifth one is $17,119.21 for gas and electric from Mid-American. Are there any others that anyone has any questions about?
Yes, Jacob and Klein, legal fees.
Jacob and Klein, that's for TIF.
That's the tough, okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember which
Yeah.
ones they were.
And the Gov built, the MCCI, that's part of our inspection program
Yes.
software. And that's the 10,001, in case anybody wants to know. That was a big one, so. If there aren't any more questions, then I would make a motion that we pay our bills in the amount of $313,125.20.
I'll second it.
Okay, motion been made and second, have a roll call vote on that, Michelle, please.
Dan Schomer.
Yes.
Doug Humphrey.
Yes.
Dan Burbeck.
Yeah.
Jody Lee.
Yes.
Karen Wilson.
Yes.
Gary Motter.
Yes.
Okay, we'll pay the bills. Thanks, Doug. Okay, number 6, consideration and approval of a bid from Koopman Trucking and Excavating for demolition of 504 First Avenue in an amount of $56,900. And that is for tearing down the building next to Stan's Ice Cream. And you also have a packet of all the bids on that, and there was 4 bids in here. 56,900 was the lowest, all the way up to 71,500. And this was rebidded because of the asbestos and all that was in
Yeah,
there.
we had, early in the year, I think it was maybe February, we had pricing from the contractors. We had a company come in and do an inspection as far as any hazardous materials. They tagged some of the asbestos that would have to be treated separately. So we put that back in as a requirement and gave it back out to those who had originally quoted us. We waited then until the end of the fiscal year because it was included in this year's budget, which was just passed in June. Sean's been working on it with Rob.
5 bids, 5 bids full that were received. Inspections and Steve Gibson from Streets, I believe, did most of the work on it. I'm the gatherer of the bids and trying to make
Yeah, and I think to clarify on that was when we first went out for bids, we didn't know there was asbestos in there, I believe.
We
Or
suspected, but we didn't
suspected.
have any way to
Right.
quantify it, so.
Once we
yeah.
found out it was, we had to had it rebid
Right.
in order to include all that too.
Right.
When's the excavation going to take place?
Well, wait,
it. I don't have an exact date on yet, hopefully soon, but I don't have a date on it.
Because it's looking rough.
Yeah, we've done a lot of cleanup and
And
then
it's just like,
rain and weeds, I'm sure
Yeah,
will
yeah.
take back all.
usually Koopman, he'll do his priorities with whatever big job he has, and then if he gets some slack time, he'll go over and do that. But I don't know if he still follows. That's what he used to do in times. But usually if he has, when I've hired him before to do something on Big Island for the township, then whenever he had time to come in and do it, then he would kind of do it. Because it'd be a kind of a smaller job than normal, what I needed him to do, so. But we could always call him and get an idea, but, so, if it gets done as quick as possible.
oh,
not
I'm
linger.
just talking about all the weeds.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks terrible.
Have all the possible problems with the property that was inside, that's all been taken
Went
care
away.
I'm
It
sorry.
went away.
It went
yes.
away, okay, that's a good answer.
The police department worked on.
What was the problems?
Oh, there's some cars.
They'd walked away and nothing was cleaned out on it. So,
I just want to make sure the rest of the board now doesn't,
yeah. it-
except one person.
The
Yeah.
police department
Okay.
and inspections and street department went down and cleaned it up. Police department logged all the bins and had the tow company do it. And they have to follow the rules for notifying the owner of the last registered
Okay.
owner and all that. But there's a lot of vehicles and other items down there, I think, that have been cleaned up, so.
Thank you.
Okay, so.
So,
go
we
ahead.
we do have, one of the bidders in the crowd sitting here tonight that, I don't know if he's feeling like the bids were done right or not. I'm looking at them, and some bids explain exactly what's being done, and the other bids don't say anything at all, except for, we're gonna tear it down. So, I mean, I understand that Koopman came in as a lower bid, but is he gonna do everything like, say, Valley Construction put? That's a concern of mine. I mean, Valley's got everything completely rolled
Yeah,
out.
I would assume that they met with Steve Gibson or inspections down there, they've all been explaining the process. Whether their bid sheets look the same or not, I'm not sure, but they would have all been explained what needs to be done.
Well, bid sheets in the past don't always look the same either, and it just depends how that person wants to bid it out. But when he gets done with it, all we should see is nothing but gravel, flat gravel right there where the building was. And the whole building come down, but I would anticipate that the fence would go with it. Wouldn't you think, Sean, that there's still a fence
I'm
there?
not sure on that.
But we could have had just the building, and Gibson's could tear down the fence to save a little money on that too. It's whatever he worked out with the bidders, so I don't know about that. But we know the building will come down, and what's left of that building will just be nothing but
Yeah,
flat
I don't know
gravel.
who the fence belongs to, part of that belongs to Sam's Ice Cream next door, I'm not sure.
Well, it should end up looking just like the one that got tore down, TC's Pizza, like Koopman tore that one. I think Koopman tore that one down, didn't he, Steve? I think he
Well,
did.
some of these bids here state like they're leaving, steel beams. The steel beams are staying, and then the other ones are like taking them?
Street department wants the beams.
What does the street department need with beams?
You would have to ask the head of the street department on that.
I mean, surely we can't build something with those big beams.
I
in
don't know
there.
if they wanna, if there's a use for them in the future or something like that, that's.
But it says on Koopman's proposal, though, that we will salvage the.
Yes, that's what I said.
I thought they were for streets,
It could be.
It says for future use. It says they'll salvage them for
I don't know, I just,
It says they'll take the beams.
yeah, one says they'll take them, one says they'll leave them. I just don't know how, if this was completely laid out the way it was supposed to be laid out.
Well, the most important part of it is you're looking for the building to come down, and then the
Well,
lowest bidder.
I realize that, we could throw a bomb in and take the building down
Well,
too.
yeah.
But I'm just saying, if we're gonna do it, let's do it right.
Call the bank.
Poor Karen.
We're gonna say that.
We get cheap fireworks in it.
Yeah.
Well, can't speak for Gibson, but if he, let's say if he obviously told somebody he wants to salvage the beams. Well, maybe other people said that they had no use for them and didn't put it in there anyway. And their bid just left it out because he wanted to salvage them, so why would they say they're gonna do anything with them either? They just come down and tear down the building, leave the beams there, and then he can have what he wants with them.
Well, because some of them, I believe, use that to make a little extra money off.
Well, that's possible too.
If they're gonna salvage them,
Yeah.
that goes in their pocket, not ours.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, in a way, that's not true, because it could be that the 56,900 was in anticipation, and that was beams being salvaged in anticipation of what they were gonna get out of those beams. So in a way, we did benefit from it through a lower beam.
But we don't know for sure.
That's for, that is my understanding, that is for them.
I'm just saying.
To leave the beams for us to have.
It is.
Not for Koopman to have. to leave.
No.
Koopman does not get the beams stay with us,
But
per,
that's not what it says in his bid. His bid says he's gonna salvage them, and
says
then
we
the other
will-
ones say
we
they're
will
going to
salvage
leave them.
for future use. We need to clarify
He
that.
doesn't say they're salvage for him, for
No.
future use. It just says they're salvage for future use, which is our future.
Usually though, Sean, in a bid, in the contractor's bid, salvage means they get to take all the metal. That's what it usually means.
You might want to clarify that.
Yeah.
I would like to post a motion to table this until you can get a little more clarification on some of these bids.
I'll second it.
Okay, there's been a motion to table this till the next council meeting, you're saying, Dana?
Yes, sir.
Okay. We'll do a,
What do you want clarification on, the beams or something
The
else?
salvage.
The salvage part of it.
That it's gonna stay, it should be stated in there that all salvage stays on property.
Right, right.
Be
Understood.
used by the
Yeah.
city.
By the owner, yeah.
You just need a little more verbiage there on it.
Yeah, we can get that.
yeah, that's no problem. Okay. Well, there's been a motion and a second, and we can do, since we're not doing about the money, we'll just do a voice vote on that then.
Yeah.
Is there a motion? You have a motion second, all in favor by saying aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. We'll table that to the next meeting for more clarification for the bids, and especially about the beams. Okay, number 7, consideration and approval of LED lighting upgrade in the amount of $81,368 at the Milan Municipal Building, Public Works, and the University of Illinois Extension Office. And now this money's coming out of the general fund, and you all have a packet that shows the price of what it's gonna cost and what the rebate we're gonna get from Mid-America Energy.
How many bids did we get for this?
This is the company that did the work and quoted the price when they did the Camden Center. And we had approved them for the work, but and deferred on these 3 sites until we were into the new fiscal year and had it appropriated. So the only approval that was given from this quote, the prices have not changed, was awarded for the Camden Center.
So are we getting other bids?
Was not involved in it.
No, not that I understand. Now, they work with Mid-American Energy. And I understand they do the rebates and stuff like that. And we had started this with the Camden Center and then held off until the money was faster.
This is the same company that did it down at Camden Center, is what you're
Yes.
saying?
Yeah.
Right.
Where is this company located? Where are they from?
They're based in Iowa, and they mainly broker it. They line up subcontractors for the work. Their piece of the puzzle is primarily being a general contractor and managing it, and then working with Mid-America on obtaining the rebate. The percentage of the rebate varies depending on the 3 sites, on the nature of the fixtures that are being replaced. You can see return on investments, and for example, this building, I think the extension service building, I think the return on investment was 6 years. It was either this one or the other. So the energy savings, it would pay for itself. The other issues that we're having at all 3 sites are their older fixtures with ballasts and tubes, and maintenance on those has become pretty much a nuisance, requiring a lot of time and expense.
Does like the Camden Center require emergency lighting at all?
Yes, and it was installed in that.
How old's this building?
2008.
16,
That's what I
yeah,
thought.
18 years.
Yeah, and on this, I think on this building alone, well, payback will be in 6 years for putting them all up. And the most expensive thing on a light is the ballast. That costs the most on that. And then the energy saving and with the rebate, that's under the incentive available, right? The rebate's underneath that, 28,000?
Yes.
Yeah, 20,000 rebate. And now the Public Works is, their rebate, or their payback is 4 years. And it's a little bit, they have less lights over there than we have in this building. And then over here, then the next one's 6 years. And you're gonna, with all these LEDs and that, you're gonna save money, you don't have to worry about it going down the road for the.
And right now, you're just using fluorescents?
Well, yeah. for
Well,
us-
we did, the first phase of this building, and it was replacement of can lights. Same company that did the Camden Center also did can lights here.
How long ago?
I want to say 2, it could have been 3 years ago.
That's what I thought,
Yeah,
because I was on the board when it happened.
yeah.
And unless the savings is gonna come by not having to replace the ballast and
Well,
electricity costs.
I don't think
go down.
anybody's, I don't know how to say it, saying that we don't need the lights.
Yeah.
We're saying we need another bid to look at, I feel.
I would assume that there are other companies that work with Mid-American.
Yes, there surely is.
Yep.
Right here in Milan, Lakewood, did the fire departments. Me and Jerry was just talking about it, and we got a rebate back from Mid-America through Lakewood. So I think a lot of electric companies out there are working with Mid-America now. So I think you could definitely get another bid if you know,
Yeah, this,
Well, yeah, you got Rock River Electric and
yeah.
Kelowna, you got Tri-City, you got several
Yeah.
electrical companies.
we can certainly do that. This was brought forward because it was a it was a continuation at the time when it was approved for the Camden Center and the can lights here. We said that this is the first phase, there'll be a second phase. Now, if you want to rebid it for that second phase, that's fine, we can do that.
Let's take a vote.
Do you know who provides the, or who's responsible for, for the measurement, the metrics? In other words, here's where we started. And did we hit our 60% or did we do, Is
Yeah.
that something that we're responsible to put together to
No.
create a baseline?
No, those have to
Or
be.
do they do it?
In order to get paid, the company has to submit that and get it approved by Mid-American.
Never hurts to get more bids. Never hurts.
Yep.
And our protocol always is to get at least 3 bids.
Yes,
So no problem, whether we've had somebody in there before or not, so.
we should have done that with
Well, I'd like to make a motion that we get at least 2 more bids.
Okay, you want to table this for,
That's way too much money to look for, for just having one bid.
I'm just glad they're still, Mid-America still gives out rebates, some furnaces.
I'm surprised they do.
I am too, they stopped doing it for furnaces, so, at least they're still doing it with this.
The only reason I'm a little bit skeptical, because we had a relamping project where I work, and they got some company from Texas that came in and relamped everything. And then we started, a few years after they did it, then we started having issues, and then we could never get them back
Yeah,
to
that's-
warranty
Yeah.
their
anything.
ghosts.
Good
Because they weren't local.
Yeah, you want to try to stay with local.
Yeah.
Somebody you can talk to when you have an issue.
Yes, because you never know when a ballast, or maybe not a ballast, but driver's gonna go out, because when you go LED, they go with drivers instead of ballast.
Yeah. Even though we didn't have any trouble with this company over at Camp Center, doesn't mean we won't have trouble in the future with them.
Yeah.
Here, you never know.
Yeah.
Okay, so, you want to table this? Is there a motion to table this, to go for more bids?
Yes, I'd like to make a
You
motion to
made
get
a
at least 2 more
Is there a
quotes.
second to that?
A second.
Okay, all in favor of saying aye?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay, we'll table that. Okay, that brings us right down to the committee reports. We're gonna go around the other side this time. Doug?
No.
Nothing? Dan?
I don't have anything at this point.
Jody?
Nothing.
Karen?
Everybody do your homework for our special meeting and bring some ideas.
Yes.
Not just 1 or 2 of us, but bring some ideas. That's all I have.
Okay.
Can we make sure that we have whatever the precedence is that established, because we're having trouble finding the ordinance for the $81 or whatever the amount was, we need to find out where this thing started and what it's legally based on.
I asked for the information, mine was pretty generic though, about when things stopped and started. Lincoln, do you have access to anything from your grandfather? This goes back 40 years.
I may have an index on that. It may be hard to find. I can try to dig.
I think I was talking about that too, about you may not find it in an ordinance, you might find it in the minutes quicker, wouldn't you think?
I think it has to be by ordinance. Any kind of a pay change
does.
Right.
for the elected officials has to be by
Well,
ordinance.
that's true, but I mean, you might be able to find out when they talked about it in the minutes.
It would show up in the minutes, approving the ordinance, yeah, so
Maybe the minutes.
two places to look.
Right.
Like a number might be there.
Yes, the number might be there.
I'm with you.
In the ordinance.
Yeah.
Because they had to pass the ordinance to get it done. So
Absolutely.
that minutes might have that number in there to help everyone try to find it, I guess.
And what's online right now,
Guess what?
sites say 1982 code date. But when you click on it, or when you Google that, it sends you right back to the same report that doesn't have the dollars on it, or the special, it does say special meetings are equal to a regular meeting, so we got that, but that's about as clear as it is.
Yeah,
So, and I don't think we can fully ascertain what the value is if we don't know what the full thing is.
Yeah, so it's kind of clear as mud
Yeah.
right now.
Clear as mud. Okay. Mr. Schomer, you got anything for your committee?
Well, I kind of wanted to just to reiterate on something here real quick about the bill for Bush. Just to let, I know like Betty, she always likes to know this stuff. Up there at Camden Park, we do not have the foul poles in yet, or the helmet racks or benches and stuff like that in the dugouts, but they are bidded. They're a part of the 100 and, what was it, 106,000?
Right.
106,000. It's a part of that, just so you guys know that it is coming. It will be up there as soon as they get it in. I think they're waiting on the foul poles. There's a few other things that we're gonna go up there, but I went up there on Saturday to watch the mayor throw out the first pitch. I missed it.
I heard it was
But
spectacular.
I thought he put it right in
That's
the
if I
flood.
were taking a picture of it.
Yeah,
So, but anyways, the fields looked really good, and I think they had a really good tournament. So I think that's what it's all
it
about.
did my heart good
Yeah.
to see people up there.
Yes, and lots of people.
Yeah.
And it continues tonight and tomorrow night.
Yeah.
And I know, and you were up there when Doug spent a lot of time up there after we got done at Camp Center, so I'm sure everybody must have liked it, or else you would have heard something more
Oh,
about it.
yeah.
Yeah, everybody was pretty happy with everything up
Yeah.
there. It all went very smooth up there too with Canham Center's function, and the ball game went very smooth.
Yeah, so I just wanted to make sure that everybody out there knew that bill has been paid, but you're gonna see things up there that's still gonna show up, that's already paid for. So,
Anything else, Dan?
that's it.
Okay, Jerry? Nothing? Okay, that's, as far as committee reports, we'll go to assessor's opportunity to address the board. Dave?
Yeah. I'm Dave Kraut, and I chair your planning commission.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
I just wanted to thank the mayor and the trustees that were able to attend our visiting and workshop last Wednesday at the Camden Center. I want to thank you for attending. I also have to say that I am disappointed that we didn't have more representation. That's it. Thank you.
Yeah, we only had like
We had-
eight public, people in the public, and 2 of them didn't even live in the village, but they were concerned. They lived pretty
We
close.
had 17 attendees, plus the planning commission, with yourself and 2 trustees included.
Okay, anything else, Dave?
Oh,
No? Chuck?
I have nothing at this time.
Nothing at that time? Yeah, Dave?
I will say that I sent out the microtransit report.
Yeah, I got it,
today.
yeah,
Sure you all got that?
yeah.
They wrote up a nice scenario of what's going on with it and how it's providing service.
People are using that on a normal basis from what I read in the
Yeah.
report too.
Yeah.
It's doing really good,
Seems like it's pretty stable and
yeah.
providing a good level of service.
They stop by across the street from my house at least twice or 3 times a day over there, so they go, a lot of people are taking good advantage of it.
Yeah, you see it around quite a bit.
Okay, no one else is signed up to address the board. Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make a motion.
Second.
Second.
All in favor by saying aye.
Aye.
Okay.